Oh my god, this is crazy!
Middleofnowheregaming.com. Everybody go to that website. Say we sent you.
Yeah, get that traffic
I bet they're really good at Minecraft. They're probably the antithesis of us.
This is the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast.
Welcome into episode 67 of the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Courtney Osborne, and today I am joined by the Nintendo Ninja, Lou.
Yeah! Hi, everyone.
Oh, sorry. And the Destiny demigod, Miles.
Made it, Ma! Top of the world!
Okay, so which one was that from?
That was a quote from White Heat. I had forgotten to pull it up, so I just kind of had to pick the first thing that came up.
So we're not talking about the infamous mom.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Other mom.
See, you've been gone for so long, you don't even know how things work anymore.
No, yeah. I've missed out on segments. You guys fired Greg Miller.
Yep, fired him.
Oh my god.
Because that was us.
Just kidding. Okay, so we have finally Lou back. Lou was out last week because of snow and being pooped on from the floor above him and stuff. And
as of yesterday,
Ew.
My house is no longer leaking.
That's good. Most people's houses aren't.
I don't know how you guys do it, but mine was a gigantic process. Now we got to get the ovens to work, but that I can still podcast with the ovens not working.
The fixer-up project is what he's working on over there.
No, he just lives in a post-apocalyptic world. That's it.
Ah.
He's Mad Max.
Mad Max, there you go. Isn't that coming out this year?
Yep.
The movie?
I think the movie and the game. Well, I don't know about the game.
I know the trailer looks pretty cool. It looks weird, but it looks cool.
It is Mad Max.
Yeah. Well, anyways. Okay, so things worth mentioning this week. I wanted to start this off real quick with a story of mine from this weekend. Everybody knows now who has been listening that I have become a Minecraft addict and have played absolutely nothing this year other than Minecraft.
No!
And,
this is what happens when I don't come to the podcast.
Yep.
That specification.
Yeah, I was going to say, thank you for
the pillars have fallen.
Exactly what you meant. So anyways, however, that being said, that is now over. As of this weekend, no longer a Minecraft addict. That is just lost on me. Like, I still kind of want to play and everything, but that is done. And not because of my choosing either. I pulled an all-nighter Saturday or Friday night, and I was playing, it was either that, yeah, I think it was Friday night. And it was Saturday morning, and I was still playing it, and all of a sudden we had a power surge in my apartment. And it just so happened to happen right in the middle of a fucking autosave.
That's a shame.
So when I booted my PlayStation 4 back up, I was, went through the whole process of, you shut it down like you weren't supposed to, you dick. Why did you do that? I was like, hey, I didn't mean to. Be nice to me. And it recovered everything. I booted up Minecraft, and when I got into my world, all of a sudden I fell like 30 blocks to the ground and was like, what the fuck? And I looked around, and all of the progress I had made overnight was just gone. And the world had just completely reset every block, every biome around this little bitty biome that we had started our world in. And so, we had that castle in the sky, as you guys had seen in pictures, everybody could see on Facebook. I posted it on our video last week. We had a castle in the sky that was completely chopped in half. I have pictures now. I might include it in the podcast if I remember it. I have pictures of what it looks like now, and there is a straight line down the middle of the castle in the sky where it's just gone. It's like, when you see a house that a tornado had gone through or whatever, just half of the house is missing, the other half is still standing. That's exactly what our enormous castle in the sky is like now. It's just complete biomes. We talked about it, and we probably lost anywhere between 50 and 75 hours worth of progress of just straightening out land for like almost, miles, building castles all over the place, building rivers way up in the sky on our flat land that we had built. All of the progress just completely gone. And I went through all the steps to try to get it back. I tried to check on my PlayStation Network save like to the cloud. I tried to recover it by going to safe mode. I tried everything, and there's nothing to get it back. And so I'm done. I am done. No more of that.
That sounds like a good plot for like a TV show. Just a world cut in half.
It's the best way to break the habit is just go cold turkey.
See, that's what I was thinking. Like, whenever it happened, I was just extremely, extremely upset for the next 2 hours or so, and like trying to recover the save and everything. And I was like, what better time to move on and start working on my backlog and start playing through games and stuff that I have downloaded from PSN than now. Now is the perfect time for that. And so I did.
What is on your list?
Well, I've already beat the Swapper and got every trophy.
How'd you like it?
Oh, it was awesome. Swapper was so good.
Did I give that a perfect score? I might have.
No, you gave it
9.5 or
something like that. I think I
but
looked
you can
it up.
see why. It's not just an indie game.
It's really, really good. But and I started Korra, and I started Velocity 2X, and a couple other games, and I'm probably going to start the Resident Evil HD remake or whatever soon, and stuff like that. But anyways, so I'm done with Minecraft. Fuck it. I'll go back to it maybe this summer or something, but right now I am done.
Right.
Anything?
Pull one out for the Minecraft homies.
Anything you guys want to mention before we move on?
Nope.
Video game wise, I told everyone I got I told everyone I got the PlayStation TV.
Yep.
No, I've just been Kingdom Heartsing it.
Fair enough.
To no avail.
I got that first like 5 hours in, and I lost interest because I was playing Minecraft back at the beginning of the year, and that's, like I said, I just hadn't gone to any other game since then. And now it's so close to all the new releases where we're going to start reviewing games that I just don't want to start up Kingdom Hearts right now. I was like, I'm going to wait till I have more time to play through Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
So, but before we move on, I guess we probably should have mentioned this earlier, and I got ahead of myself because I wanted to talk about Minecraft. But this episode is going to be a little bit different than normal. This is going to be our what should have been the first episode of this year, but it's not. It's the second episode of this year. We're going to go over our 2014 predictions. Last year, we're going to recap them. We sent it out to be scored to see who won our predictions. We have 2015 predictions that we're going to go through. We're going to go through our best of 2014 awards and possibly talk about how, we voted on those, stuff like that. And, we're going to start it off though with like 3 news stories and just the major news stories from the past week before we move into that. So yeah.
Sounds
you guys ready
good.
for that?
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's
I won, right? I won?
You'll find out when we get there.
Okay. So I won.
Whatever.
I don't have a horse in this race.
Let's move on to the news from nowhere.
Oh, man,
Miles?
you didn't even try.
Well, you said you were going to do it every week.
Yeah, but then what? The news from nowhere!
Yeah, there you go. See? Now it happened. And you did it. Number 1. The NPD numbers are in for December 2014, and Microsoft found themselves on top in the United States for the second straight month. Ugh. The Xbox One led U.S. console sales in the month and saw this I cannot read right now. In a month, saw them offer a $349 holiday price promotion. Along with a solid lineup of first-party games and various special console bundles, Microsoft noted that sales of the Xbox One are up 50% over the Xbox 360 at the same time in its life cycle. Microsoft isn't resting with these victories, though, as they have decided to bring back the $349 price starting January 16th, which was last Friday. They didn't mention an end date this time. Quote from Microsoft says, building off the record-setting holiday, we are excited to announce a new promotion in which fans in the U.S. can buy an Xbox One at a special price of $349, starting tomorrow, January 16th, from their preferred retailer. We are thankful for all the excitement for Xbox One this holiday and proud to offer more fans the amazing games lineup, Xbox Live gaming community, and continual innovation that Xbox One fans have come to enjoy. In addition to leading in console sales, Microsoft led with software sales in the US as well. They sold the most games on any current generation platform. Good news for Xbox.
This might sound a little rude, but duh.
Yeah, it's a very, very expected that they were going to win both November and December because of that price drop. And then the subsequent second price drop just happening again since they raised the price again. Now it's very likely that they're going to be way more competitive going forward with PlayStation 4, and it's likely to see more parity throughout the year. However, as we talked about before the podcast, one of my predictions was going to be that the Xbox was going to be the first to drop the price again. It was going to go to $349, and while that was obvious, it wasn't guaranteed, because just like everyone thought that they were never going to raise the price back up to $400, they did for like 2 weeks. So that happened, right. But I don't know. It's a smart move on Microsoft's part. They need this advantage, the competitive advantage of dropping the price right now.
Yeah, I would be upset if I was a person who bought it in between that 2-week period. Was it a 2-week period?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks. I think it was like January 2nd or something like that till the 16th. Something like that.
I hope no one bought, because this seemed obvious. It seemed like it was going to happen.
Yep.
I hope that I really wish Xbox and Microsoft the best on this move, because I love that they're keeping up momentum, and it's really the competition I think PlayStation needs at the moment.
Honestly, I think that if anybody did buy it in that 2-week period, Microsoft will probably have a program to refund you the $50.
Yeah, hopefully. Or Amazon, because that's what happened with Amazon in May.
Yep.
Because, I mean, you know, the people that bought it were probably like little kids really excited with their Christmas money, who for some reason missed out on getting it before it went back up.
Yeah, the inevitability of somebody waiting a little bit too long to actually make it to the store and purchase it or something. But yeah, moving on.
Moving on. Story number 2. There's another remastered game on the way, and it goes by the name of Borderlands, the Handsome Collection. Ooh. The game will include Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the Pre-Sequel, which covers the Handsome Jack storyline and includes all the extra character customization packs, in addition to the larger campaign add-ons for $60 US. DLC is still on the way for Borderlands the Pre-Sequel, so the Handsome Collection includes a season pass. As new DLC rolls out, you'll have access to it. You'll be able to transfer old saves from the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PlayStation Vita to the new games, providing you stick it to the same family of machine. So I guess no PC crossover at all.
Yeah.
The Handsome Collection will also allow you to play 4-player split screen for the first time. A special edition, Claptrap in a Box edition for Borderlands, the Handsome Collection, is also in the works. It will price at $400, dear lord, and come with a remote-controlled Claptrap unit that looks and sounds like Claptrap. He's controlled using a free app for Android and iOS phones and tablets. The special edition will also include 12 Vault Hunter lithographs. There will only be 5,000 Claptrap in a Box editions sold worldwide, so if you want one, make sure you get it before the scalpers. Borderlands, the Handsome Collection is set to release in North America on March 24th and will be available internationally March 27th.
How awesome is the fact that you can get a Claptrap?
That's pretty good. Great.
I mean, by awesome, do you mean horrible?
I mean, the price is horrible, yes. $400 is way too much. Like, I would love to get that thing, but not at that price.
I want one. I do. But then again, I really wanted a Ghost, and that's just sitting with my tchotchke collection.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed with the Ghost, but I don't know. This seems like something that people only buy if like they're ridiculous fans of Claptrap, like I know like Megan Turney from Rooster Teeth is, and or if they want to make a video of them just destroying it.
Oh yeah. I'm a huge fan of Claptrap. Like he's the reason I played Borderlands. So good.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean? What is wrong with me? Why else?
He's so annoying.
No, he's not. He's hilarious.
Yes, he was. I wanted to kill him every time he spoke.
Oh my god. You just have a weird sense of humor.
I'm also curious as to why there's no Borderlands 1 in this.
Yeah, that is really strange. I mean, I get the fact that Handsome Jack wasn't in Borderlands 1, but why not just have the Borderlands collection and release them all?
I'm sure it would be another couple of weeks or maybe a month of extra work for them that they didn't want to put into it. Plus, honestly, if you have Borderlands 2, there's really no need to go back to Borderlands 1.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I didn't really like Borderlands 1 at all. So, in fact, I started it and then got like 50 minutes, an hour in or whatever, quit. And then like 2 or 3 years later played Borderlands 2 and loved Borderlands 2, and that actually was what forced me to go back and play Borderlands 1 after I beat Borderlands 2, just to be like, I want more Borderlands, and was like, this is okay. But Borderlands 2 was way better.
I've actually come to the conclusion that I'll probably never play another Borderlands game, so
we'll see if I ever do. I don't know.
I will. I know I will. I'll probably buy this one.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I'm going to buy one, it may have to be this one, because I want to play it on current generation. I want to play it on PS4. I don't want to play it on PS3. I wanted to play, or I would have wanted to play the pre-sequel way, way more had it been on PS4. So.
Right.
True. I don't know, it's just like I spent way too much time too. I can't come up with a reason to play anymore.
Moving on?
But, moving on. So, PlayStation Store will be having a 10% off voucher this weekend, and I believe this is it starts on Friday, the 23rd, I believe. Yes? Yeah, 23rd. And it'll be lasting up until Sunday. And, I think you can only get it if you were subscribed to PS Now when not power outage, but service outage happened during
Plus,
Christmas.
Not now.
Oh, yeah, PlayStation Plus, excuse me. I'm starting to get them confused, because people are like, hey, PlayStation Now memberships. I'm like, I have that. Oh, that's not the same thing. But anyway, pretty much anything you buy, and I will list the exemptions, during this weekend will have, it's a one-time use, so, fill up your cart and then buy everything at once. We'll get a 10% off, promotion applied to it, essentially. And that includes game reservations, so pre-orders, any games you get already. I know some people are hoping there's going to be another sale, so it'll be like, hey, save all the money. The exclusions for this, however, are PlayStation Plus memberships, PlayStation Now, I think it's memberships and
rentals.
Can you rent anything without a membership?
You can rent, or you can have a subscription membership.
So yeah, it's PlayStation Now rentals and the subscription, movie rentals and Music Unlimited. And there's like 2 things on there that no one actually cares about.
So it's basically just pre-ordering games or buying games that are available right now. That's it. Which is fine.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on putting a few things in my cart and just getting it done right now so I can save, like $20?
Exactly. I'm gonna put all the like PSN titles and stuff that I've been planning on buying for a while now, put them all in there and possibly pre-order some of the PSN only games coming up and just get them all at once there, because that 10% will go a ways in the long run. Like, I mean, obviously I have the Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked thing, and so I get 20% off of all new games. So like, I'm not going to do that with any games that I could buy physical copies of, because I would much rather get the 20% off. But any digital copies, like maybe Resident Evil, the remake or whatever, like I could get 10% off by wait until this weekend, something like that.
I actually don't know what I plan on doing, because honestly, I've given up pre-ordering games, and at this point I've come to the conclusion that I have a backlog that I need to handle before I play new games, or if I play new games I really want to play them. So I've actually just given up on some games and said, do you know what, I'll buy that in the future. It'll probably be about 20 or 30 bucks.
Yeah.
I know I'm probably going to eventually buy Call of Duty, for instance, and Shadow of Mordor, and all those. But they're not on my list right now. I currently want to finish Dragon Age.
Well, you should get away from Kingdom Hearts to play Dragon Age.
Yeah, no, I know. Tomorrow I'm going to sit down and either play Dragon Age or Far Cry. I'm still not sure yet. Or maybe Captain Toad. It might be Captain Toad.
Okay, so that wraps up our news from nowhere. And now we're going to move into our 2014 predictions recap. Are you guys ready to hear how last year's predictions went?
I got them all correct.
We'll see about that. Do you want me to go round table with how going through them all, or go everybody one person at a time, all of theirs?
I say we do all of one person
Okay.
at a time. That way we are able to count it up better.
Okay, well, it's already counted, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. But we'll let the readers count their head
Okay.
first.
So let's start off with Lou. Lou, since you're so confident you got all of them right, let's your first prediction last year was at E3 we'll see a teaser trailer for the next Fallout. In quotes, it's happening.
Whew.
0 points. And our oh, by the way, I want to add that the person who scored this for us was Josh. Josh, you are now our number one fan. I'm sorry, Evan, you slacked off and didn't get this done for us. I gave you 2 weeks to do this for us, and you never did it. Josh, you're the number one fan now.
Does Josh have a last name?
Josh Pilgrim.
Oh,
But,
okay, I know who that
We
is.
still
Yes.
love you.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah.
I still love
But Josh is number one.
I don't.
Evan has slipped to the number 2
you.
spot.
Whoa!
Okay, but I'll read off some quotes from Josh he put after his point, after he says how many points you got. On that one, he said 0 points. It was a nice thought. Next prediction. Within the year, 2 major development studios are going to shut down. These studios have to have big name mainline games such as Kingdoms of Amalur. 0 points. You strike
What?
2.
How? I at least get a half on that.
What's your proof? Nope,
Irrational.
they didn't shut down. They closed. They
They shut
didn't.
down.
They shrunk in size. They're still a company. They're still making games, but they got rid of like 90% of their workforce. But they did not shut down.
I still give myself a quarter.
That's
All
0.
right, but you know what? I trust Josh.
That is
implicitly.
0 points.
I'll let him go.
Okay, his number 3. EA will get Worst Company of the Year for the 3rd year in a row. 0 points. 3rd year in a row? Question mark. More like strike 3. Okay.
We're working on strike systems? What happens when you're at like 3
Well,
strikes?
you're gonna see.
Okay.
Lou's prediction number 4. This year, Sony is going to announce a new Crash Bandicoot game.
Yep.
Ooh.
0 points. We could only have hoped. Is there such a thing as strike 4? All right. Lou's final prediction, number 5. No mainline or new Mario games, such as New Super Mario Bros., will come out this year, meaning no new Mario platformers. 1 point. Ding ding, we have a win. Well, we have one
Yes!
correct.
Finally won.
You
I
got
one.
1 out of your 5, and the verdict, he writes, is Lou leaves 2014 behind with a total of 1 point, but you can't blame him since he had to also leave his behind with the butt cancer and all. That's good. That is good.
Just that call.
Alright, so we got Lou with 1 point.
Well done, Lou.
Moving on to Brendan. Brendan's predictions last year. Number 1. DayZ will be the highest selling PC game of the year. 0 points. The Sims was actually the best selling PC game last year. So he said 0 points. Nope. Try again. Number 2. Fallout 4 will be revealed. 0 points. This again? Come on, man. Have a creative response. Number 3. PlayStation. Okay, I love this one. PlayStation 4 will overtake the Nintendo 3DS and 2DS sales in the UK for the year.
That's so specific.
That is incredibly specific.
Yeah, but it was really obvious, you know. I mean, PS4 was likely to overtake 2DS and 3DS sales anywhere, especially the UK. But anyways, so he got 1 point for that. And Josh says, I feel like you cheated. I'm going to give you partial credit, 0.9 points. Number 4, he says the NSA will try and shut down 2 online communities like World of Warcraft or Call of Duty Online. They're going to try to, meaning that there has to be big news stories about them.
That's 0
And
points.
0 points. And he said, nope, Cousin Jim is still locked in his basement with WoW. Prediction number 5 for Brendan is there's going to be a musical first-person shooter game.
Not yet.
That is a
Still
bold
has not
prediction right
happened.
there.
We're waiting on that one, but 0 points. Josh says, what? Why? Creative, I guess. The verdict for Brendan is 0.9 points. I wasn't aware of any butt cancer in this scenario, so I need some sort of explanation. And that was playing off the last one, off of Lose.
Yeah.
But, okay, so moving on to Jason. Jason, one of our writers, also submitted us some predictions last year to read off. He submitted only 4 of them instead of 5, so his were, number 1, Naughty Dog will reveal the next Jak and Daxter game. 0 points. Naughty Dog is far too busy salivating about the money they will make on Uncharted 4, he says. Okay. Number 2. Sony will reveal or announce a new Vita model in North America. He said 1 point. I thought your chances of a point were slim, but it turns out it was actually the Vita that was slim. As in the Vita Slim. I get it. Okay, number 3. Microsoft will announce a Kinect-less Xbox One and price it at $400. More or less, 1 point, more or less seeing as it was even cheaper for a good portion of the year. Or at the end of the year. But yeah, when I would listen to last year's podcast to listen to that, I was like adamant that was never going to happen. I was like, nope. If it would have happened, it would have happened by now. You know, we've gone 2 months with it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, looking back, and I remember how much it surprised us when it did happen. Everyone lost their minds. But, anyways, so that was a good one. Jason's final prediction is, Nintendo will stun the world and announce a partnership with Apple. 0 points. He says no, but you can always pull out your iPhone and enjoy Locomon or Duper Nario 61. And then his verdict for Jason says 2.5 points for Jason. Jason gets an extra 0.5 because he didn't guess that Fallout 4 was going to be revealed.
God, he's just playing like loose and fast with the rules. I don't think I like this kid.
Well, technically, we're at, if we went just normal, it would be Lou with 1 point, Brendan with 1 point, and Jason with 2 points.
Yeah, I don't like those 0.5s and 0.9s being tossed around.
Oh, no, I'm a fan of that, because otherwise I'm tied for last.
I like that. It's funny.
Deal with it.
All right, and then finally my predictions last year. Number 1 was Fallout 4 is officially going to be announced.
God,
0
guys.
points.
Jesus.
He says, again with the Fallout, you people sure do subscribe to wishful thinking. Number 2, Uncharted 4 will get an official title at E3, and it will say release date 2015. Which happened, by the way. 1 point, nailed it. It's like you read their minds. Number 3, The Order 1886 will be delayed until 2015. Happened. 1 point. It's a pretty safe bet these days to assume any and every game is going to be delayed, but well done anyhow.
That was sarcastic.
Yeah. I remember that was back before anybody was talking about delays for The Order. Like, they were talking, there was the very first few previews about The Order at that point, and a few people had said that it looked rough. And I just went with that. And the fact that they were a new studio, I was like, I could see them delaying it.
So you mean like the same previews they're still showing?
Actually, most previews I've seen lately say that it looks way better and doesn't look rough anymore.
I was being sarcastic, just the fact they had the same thing for like the first 5 months.
Yeah. I was going to say that's what I mean is this was early on when all of those previews hadn't come out yet. Number 4, the PlayStation 4 will outsell Xbox One in the US in 2014. 1 point, not just the US, but the world. Going to give this 0.9 points for consistency's sake. And prediction number 5, the Wii U will outsell the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One during the month that Super Smash Bros. Is released. 0 points. Oh, that's too bad.
Ooh.
Weren't anticipating the huge Xbox price drop, huh? And no one was. That came out of nowhere. Verdict was, and with the 2.9 whole points, Courtney is the winner. Everyone cheer for him because he is your boss and you don't want to lose your high-paying jobs.
High paying.
Yes.
I feel like someone's playing favoritism with that one.
But yeah. So those were all really funny. Some of those were funny. Some of those were really good.
Some were sad.
Fallout 4. 3 of us were sure that was going to happen.
It'll come eventually. Just give it time.
Okay, you guys ready to move into our 2015 predictions?
I
You
am
are?
ready.
Yay.
Let's do this.
I got all of them set. I consulted my
The
crystal ball. I know exactly what's going
Your
to
ball
happen.
of balls. Okay, so we're going to go in
Ew.
alphabetical order, round table style, one prediction at a time, where we can give explanations if we want to talk about it or not. Okay, so it means me first, and then Lou second, and then Miles third, and then Sean, we will read off his predictions last. Number one, my
Okay.
first one. Assassin's Creed Rogue will get a current gen release date announcement by E3, meaning we will hear about it coming to current gen sometime in the first half of the year by E3. It doesn't have to be released, but we will have the announcement of it coming to current gen.
Okay. All right.
My first prediction. Fallout 4. This year. E3. Expect it.
I knew that was coming. I really did.
I guess if he keeps guessing it up until the point where it's already been done, he'll be
Yeah,
right
yeah,
eventually.
No, they're gonna. I know what's gonna happen. They're going to announce it at a PAX somewhere, and I'm not gonna get credit because I said he was.
Oh, that'd be hilarious if that happens. All right, my first prediction is that Vita will see a huge surge of support at E3.
Ooh, kind of like the PlayStation Experience surge of support.
That is exactly
Yeah,
what
like
I mean.
that was really, really cool to finally see a lot of attention paid to the Vita. That'd be nice to see that again. Good one.
Definitely.
Sean's first one. He says Uncharted 4 will be delayed until 2016. Instead, an Uncharted collection will be released in 2015 for the PlayStation 4, which will include Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and Golden Abyss, costing $50.
Okay, I was gonna say that was safe in the very beginning, and then you put all the rest of that stuff on there, and I was like, that's way too specific,
Very, very
buddy.
specific, but that's a bold one. Very bold. I like it. I like bold. Okay, my number 2. The Last Guardian will finally be re-revealed for PlayStation 4. A new trailer will be revealed at E3 for this re-reveal.
I think we're butting heads now. Courtney.
Well, that'll happen. As you can see, last year we all bet on Fallout 4.
And this year, only I'm going to be correct.
Sure.
Number two for me. This is going to be the year of Arm Cannon love. There will either be a new Mega Man or new Metroid teased. Not both, but one will definitely be announced.
I like that name, Arm Cannon Love.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I can get with that. Alright. This is not actually my number 2, and I'm going to skip it up to number 2 since there's no particular order, and I already spoiled it. Last Guardian will be announced as canceled.
Damn. Fair enough. Fair enough. See, like, to go into a little bit of reasoning behind that, I was, when I was thinking of this one specifically, The Last Guardian, Shuhei Yoshida has been consistent every few months. It is still in production. It's still happening. We would tell you if it was canceled, all that stuff. And I feel like there's no better time than this year at E3 to announce it when, it's like they need some big name games. They need some competition for Xbox. Like everything about PlayStation, every exclusive about PlayStation coming up, we know already. We know every fall game coming. We know every spring game basically for next year. We know all of that. And in order to compete with Microsoft and to compete with the price drop and stuff, I feel like this would be like that 1-2 punch at the last about 10 minutes of their E3 conference. They re-reveal The Last Guardian coming to PS4, spring 2016 or something like that. Like I feel like that would be their way of competing with Microsoft this year. Otherwise, I don't really know what they could bring. But but we know it's coming. We know it's coming, and we know it's not very far out because of the announcements that happened at PlayStation Experience. Or we know that it's not very far into development, something like that. But yeah.
They're going to surprise everyone. He'll be out by the end of the year, and you're going to kill Master Chief.
Okay.
That's not actually a prediction,
Yeah.
by the way. Don't count that as a prediction.
Okay, Sean's number 2 is that the PlayStation 4 will be reduced in price by $50 or more at or after E3. For clarification, the price reduction has to be at or after E3. If it's before E3, I lose. So he's saying second half of the year.
You just. I don't know how I feel about how
Well,
Sean
I mean,
bets.
Colin does the same thing. When he did it on Beyond
Yeah,
every
true.
year, he made his very, 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 very specific.
All right, well, that's a good one. That's actually one I can see happening, especially to compete with Microsoft and their whatever you want to call what they're doing.
Okay, now we're moving on to our third. My number 3. The next Mass Effect game will finally be revealed at E3, trailer and title with it.
Wait, what do you mean by revealed? Like it'll have a name?
Trailer and title with it.
Okay.
They're gonna actually have a Mass Effect trailer. It'll have the title, that it'll be the official reveal. We know it's coming. Everybody knows it's coming. They've announced it, but they haven't had any trailers. They haven't any titles. They haven't had any. We don't really know anything about it, or a whole lot at least. So it's that one. Yep.
Interesting. My guess for number 3. By this time next year, the amiibo craze will be over. While there still will be integration in games, I think that this whole craze of we need to collect everything will
That's
be
probably a safe bet.
I think it all depends on we've seen the first wave. We saw how crazy it is right now. I think we need to see how crazy people will be over the second wave. Although I guess we could use Skylanders as a extrapolation point and be like, yeah, okay, that kind of died off after the first 2 releases, I guess. So.
Right, I think this will happen in 2 different ways. Either Nintendo will finally come out there and say, all right, do you know what? We're going to re-release all of them. And you could just buy them off our website. Or it's going to be that they just have so many, they have 4 different types of Marios and 3 different types of Zeldas that people aren't going to want it anymore. And there will be the collectors out there, but the major craze of most of the Nintendo communities will not be looking towards getting everything, just ones that work with the games they want.
Well, it's either that or by this time next year we're in a post-apocalyptic world where amiibos are using money. So.
I forgot to expand on my prediction a little bit just to explain it. I did have a little bit of an explanation in that now that Dragon Age Inquisition is out, I feel like it's the right time for BioWare to reveal Mass Effect, since it is kind of like a back and forth they do with the Dragon Age and Mass Effect series. Of course, like I said earlier, we already knew that it was coming, but now the Dragon Age is out of the way. It's in the past. It's, they're still working on it, obviously, but I feel like now would be the time where they're going to start the real excitement for Mass Effect by revealing it now, as their next big one. But, yeah. So, Miles, number 3.
All right. My number 3 is that Gears of War released this year.
Claim.
What was it? It was last year at their I think it was the Xbox One reveal or a few weeks after it or something like that. Or not the reveal. God, I don't even know. The last 2 years have kind of flown by. It hasn't been too long since they said that Black Tusk was just starting work on it. So they would have to have been kicking ass if it's coming this year.
Well, apparently they have been. I just I googled Xbox One Gears of War, and they were like, Black Tusk is like, yeah, we're making good progress. It's been a really, really good day, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. It probably won't.
It could happen.
I'm not in this to
Could
win.
definitely happen. I just see it as being one of the big Xbox exclusives where they wouldn't want to compete with Halo the same year as Halo, and they may do an alternating thing or something. But
True.
It's bold. Number 3 for Sean is a new edition or version of the Wii U will be announced.
Ooh.
We haven't had a new one other than hard drive size, right?
I didn't even know there was that.
I think that hard drive size one, in fact, I know the hard drive size one existed in the beginning. It was 2 SKUs at once.
So That'll be interesting. I mean,
That's good.
we know that Nintendo's
Yeah.
working on another platform, another piece of hardware, of next gen, if you will. But
No, I won't.
Will it be called the new
Oh,
Nintendo
God.
Wii U?
Probably, because that's what they're going with, and it's horrible naming
I-
conventions.
I would lose faith in Nintendo at that point. I mean, if I haven't already, that would be the dropping point where it's just like, Nintendo, give up. Just give up.
Like, just give it 3 years. It'll be like, do you want the new Nintendo Wii U, or the new?
Nintendo-
I got stuck.
Nintendo
I couldn't
Wii
even say
UI.
Wii U.
Why don't they?
We knew.
Why don't they just fucking
Oh,
hire like a
God.
naming company? You know, there are companies that do that. Firms out there.
They have
Or-
a PR company. We talked
Yeah.
to the PR company. I'm
Or-
surprised no one at the PR company says something.
They could just go with like the basic thing that everyone else does, well,
Okay.
except for Xbox. So I guess just PlayStation. It's like, hey, this is the PlayStation. This is PlayStation 2. This is PlayStation 3. And this is PlayStation 4. If you get them confused, you probably don't
Exactly.
know what you're talking about.
All right.
Right.
Number 4. Let's see. I guess I'll just. This was a hard one. I'm gonna go with The Legend of Zelda Wii U will be delayed until 2016.
Ooh.
I mean, it's hard for me to say this one in the sense that earlier we had known that Zelda Wii U would be coming. I think it was early 2015. Wasn't that the original like release window? I think it was, but I
forget.
may be wrong in
No
thinking
idea.
that. I don't know. But the reason my only basis for this is that we have literally seen 2 videos of this game, and they have both been like over the shoulder camera looking at a TV with people talking about the game. You know, like we have not really seen anything about this game other than it's big. You can ride a horse. You can eat an apple. There are a few monsters here and there. You know, it's like we don't know anything. And it just, with the way Nintendo
Dude.
has been going lately with their release dates, this feels like one of those games where it's just going to be pushed back to 2016.
You forgot the most important bit of
What?
information they've told you so far.
Oh,
Kona
yeah.
won't run into trees.
Like a real horse. It won't run into trees.
I mean, that's just true.
I'm sure there's been some
Probably.
horse run
Dumb
into a tree
horses.
before.
Number 4 for Lou.
Number 4. Okay, so my number 4 is a little questionable. I feel like it's subjective, and it'd be very hard to decide. Just so everyone knows what it was. It was the orders of the E3 winners.
Oh.
But
What?
that's up to debate. I think last year it wasn't as much up to debate, but this year it's going to be up to debate, possibly. So I'm going to go with The Legend of Zelda for Wii U will definitely come out in 2015.
All right.
Only one of us can win.
Yes, only one of us can win that one. See, I had for my 4th one, I had 2 different games that I was going to say was delayed, and I ended up having to pick one. So I went with the Legend of Zelda.
Right. The reason I say that is because Nintendo is just great with pumping out games really quickly without showing things.
Yeah.
I remember when they were doing Super Mario 3D World, they show us one trailer. Everyone looked at it, went, this is never going to be done. This looks like crap. And then come release date, they had the Nintendo Direct right beforehand, showed why everyone should buy it. And it was fantastic. And that was only 6 months out of when they originally showed it.
Yeah.
So,
See, and I could definitely see it being something like Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, where they announced the release date like a month in advance, something like that. So that could
Right.
definitely happen. Number 4 for Miles.
Number 4 for me is I'm having to pick because I have 6 things and I'm running out of space. I'm gonna go with this one. It might not be a surprise, although this is a lot of things to work on. Troy Baker will double the amount of video games he does voiceover work for in 2015.
do you know how many he did for 2014?
18.
So he needs to do
36.
36 or more.
Damn.
Yep. He's already at 4.
He's already at 4. Oh, fair enough. That's a good one. I can see that happening. He's the new Nolan North. So,
Yeah. Knowing my luck, he'll do 35, and I'll just be like,
damn it. Okay, so Sean's 4th one is that a trailer for The Last Guardian will be shown at Tokyo Game Show and or PlayStation Experience this year.
no, it's getting canceled.
So his is different than both of ours about The Last Guardian. Mine was E3. His says Tokyo Game Show or PlayStation Experience. Yours says canceled. So one of us may or may not be right or wrong.
Thunderdome.
All right, now moving on to our final predictions of the year. Mine is that the future of the BioShock franchise will be revealed at E3 this year.
Ooh.
I don't know what. I don't know if it's BioShock 3. I don't know if it's BioShock Infinite 2. I don't know what it is, but 2K will not let that die. And now is the best time to announce what they're going to do with it, to reveal it, because it's been 2 years since Infinite. And I feel like it's prime. It's perfect time for it.
It'll be BioShock Finite.
BioShock Finite. Fair enough.
My fifth prediction is that Knack will be a free PS Plus game at some point this year.
Okay.
It's time.
That's a prediction right there.
Yeah, it's about time for that to happen. That would make sense. Miles?
All right. My number 5 is. Do I go with the one that's kind of silly or the one that I really want to see happen / is serious?
It's up to you, man.
Man. I'll go with the one that I really want to see happen. The Division will receive more information as well as a release date. I'm not going to nail myself down to E3.
So just sometime this year, the Division will receive more information and a release date? Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. That's a good one.
I like safe bets. I like to, keep my limbs attached.
Sean's final prediction is there will be a Halo 5 Guardians Special Edition Xbox One released in 2015 to coincide with the game.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I think every Halo but the first one's had one, right?
I don't know that for certain. I know that Xbox typically picks big games and makes a special edition Xbox for it. Like they did the PlayStation, or they did Call of Duty Advanced Warfare bundle last year, and they had the white version just for Sunset Overdrive.
And Assassin's Creed?
No,
not. Yeah, that was black. All right.
It just came bundled with the games.
I'm fact checking, and that's literally the Xbox. Good job, Google. I'm going to continue fact checking, but the Xbox did have a Halo 2 version.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so to break the fourth wall a little bit, we had recorded this long hour segment about our Best of 2014 awards, where we went through each individual award, and we talked about how we voted on them, what our actual MONG winner was, and all that stuff. It was a really good segment. Like I said, it was an hour long, and then when we finished up the podcast and I went back into edit, I noticed a horrible problem with it, and it had just completely messed up the audio, and it had recorded our voices at different times, and for some reason, I have no idea why, and it's all on mono, so I wasn't able to fix any of it. So instead of re-recording all of that, we're just going to record the last few segments of the podcast like we normally do, and then wrap up the podcast. So sorry that you will never get to hear the Best of 2014 award segment. If you want to see who won all of our Best of 2014 awards, you can go to our YouTube channel, MONG Network, and you can look at the Best of 2014 playlist, and you can watch all of the videos we made for that. However, we're not going to go over it on the podcast itself.
Yeah, that'll probably be more exciting too. Those videos are pretty good.
Thank you. So anyways, let's move on to the review wrap-up. You want to start us off, Miles?
Yeah, I got one question, though. I don't remember if you said or not.
I didn't.
Did our predictions get saved?
Oh, sorry, that's not what you're going to ask. Yes, our predictions did get saved, so they will be at the beginning of the podcast still. But the thing I was going to mention that I forgot to mention is that Lou is no longer here. As you can probably tell, he hasn't said anything. That's because this is like 4.5 hours later after we had wrapped up the podcast, and he is now busy with studying and stuff like that. And I had been editing the podcast, and I realized it too late, so he wasn't able to join back up with us. So we're going to record the last few segments of the podcast without him, which shouldn't be too long anyways. But
nope. So review wrap up time?
Yeah, review wrap up.
All right. So first off, we've got Well, we had 3 this week since I guess that is not known now that audio has been lost.
Yes.
The first one comes to us from Nathan Reed. It was for Super Mega Baseball. He gave it an 8.7 out of 10. His words were, Super Mega Baseball finds a perfect middle ground between cartoony arcade-style sports games of the past and hardcore sports game sims of the present. It has a few flaws like lack of production, whether it be variety in the stadiums or presentation during the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. This is getting Christian in here. Many gamers may be turned off by the lack of online play, but like silly sports games of old, it's a great game to have people over to play. The controls are easy to learn, but hard to master, and the bond you build with your team is uncompromised. The best part of it all is the surprising amount of depth, even though it doesn't punish people who just want to play a simple baseball game. You get as much as you put in.
So, if it's anything like Backyard Baseball, then it's probably a really good game. I remember playing those games on like PC back in middle school and high school. I really loved those games. Did you ever play any of those?
Nope, because I did not even like sports as a kid.
Yeah, well, it was a game. I never liked baseball, but I played those because they looked fun. However, I do like baseball now, so that's something. I guess that comes with age. You like the boring sports as you get older.
Yeah, we had our little... What not Louisiana. Oh my God, what's your team?
Kansas City Royals.
Kansas City Royals. We had the Kansas City's Royals cast.
Yeah, that one when I was watching the game during the podcast.
Yep.
Okay, so review number 2, Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition. It was reviewed by Riley, and he gave it an 8.7 out of 10. He said, despite Duke Nukem 3D's age, it still plays very well. Blowing up an alien's head with a shotgun and blowing up an alien's everything with a rocket launcher feels great. The rest of the game does feel dated. Levels feature no guidance, and the graphics look awful. Even so, Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition deserves to be played by veterans and newcomers alike. So, I remember playing the old Duke Nukem games. I really actually considered getting this one, just because it is the older game, you know?
Mm.
Like, that would be fun to play it on Vita.
Well, it's free, so...
Yeah.
There should be no consideration, just
redeem
it.
Yeah, it's a matter of taking the time to redeem it.
Wow, that's lazy.
I know.
Alright, our third review was from, written by Aaron Dobb, or Dobe, again, a name I don't know how to pronounce. It was for Atelier Aisha Plus, The Alchemist of Dust. I've read this once already tonight, and I'm still going to make mess-ups, or mistakes. There's one. He gave it a 6.5 out of 10. For first-timers, playing Atelier Aisha Plus, The Alchemist of Dusk, is a quite unique experience. The setting and story is largely melancholy and relaxing, but the time limit constantly presents difficult and stressful decisions. It's a game that will resonate strongly with a specific group of people, but will merely be okay-ish for the rest. If you like in-depth crafting, fetch quests, and interesting systems, but don't mind low-budget graphical quality, you'll get your money's worth for sure. If you don't fit the description, you'll probably find the pacing and technical problems tiring. It's a very interesting game, but just doesn't reach greatness. The new content is cool, but I don't see it persuading anyone who didn't absolutely love the PlayStation 3 version to give it a second go.
Like I said on the first time we recorded this, I've played 2 of the Atelier games, and they are JRPGs, and there's a huge following to them. It's just not my type of JRPG because he hit it on the head when he said that stressful decisions, everything's time related. Like you have a certain amount of time to do everything. It's very fetch questy. It's just I don't know. It didn't appeal to me, but it does appeal to a lot of people. It does have a big following. So if you're into those games and you really liked them on PS3 and you want to get it on Vita, this would be the way to go. But if you're not into those games, then don't bother.
Yep.
But we'll move on from our review wrap up. We had no listener questions this week, as far as I could tell. Like I looked everywhere and I didn't see any. So if I missed your question, I'm sorry. However, if you do want to send us a question for us to read off next week on the podcast, you could email us at contact.mong@gmail.com, and we will be sure to add it into the outline for next week's podcast. But since we don't have any questions, we'll move on to the game releases this week. So on PlayStation 4, we had Citizens of Earth, Ironclad Tactics, Motorcycle Club, Resident Evil HD, Saints Row 4 Re-Elected, Saints Row Gat Out of Hell, and Splice, which we all agreed we had no idea what that was.
Nope.
On PlayStation 3, we have Best of Arcade Games, Motorcycle Club, Resident Evil HD, Saints Row, Gat Out of Hell, and Splice. And then on Vita, we have Best of Arcade Games and Citizens of Earth.
All right. For Xbox One, you guys are looking at Resident Evil HD, Saints Row 4, Re-Elected, and Saints Row Gat Out of Hell. For Xbox 360, you're just looking at Resident Evil HD, Saints Row Gat Out of Hell, and that will be it. I don't know why that sounded like I was going to continue listing. For Wii U, you're looking at Citizens of Earth. 3DS, Citizens of Earth, and Gunman Clive 2. And for PC, you're looking at Citizens of Earth, Blackguards 2, Resident Evil HD, Saints Row Gat Out of Hell, Honey Pop, Combat Monsters, Mahjong Pretty Girls Battle. Yep.
That's my favorite.
Rats Instajib, Human Extinction Simulator, Among Ripples, Toxic, and that is all capital letters TOXIKK. The Next Penelope. I know I said this earlier, but I still wonder what happened to the last Penelope. Armello, Perfect Golf, Torque L or Turkle, I don't know which one, Grey Goo, Roche Fusion, and Stranded Deep.
So do you think Perfect Golf is like hole-in-one golf? Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, who knows?
Whatever. Okay, so anyways, that does wrap up episode 67 of the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast. Hopefully this time it recorded a little bit better. And since we're not recording for a full hour segment this time for the end, and hopefully it's not too bad and we won't have to re-record again. But it won't be that big of a deal if we do, because it's short.
Yep.
So we did come to a conclusion on when we were going to be releasing the podcast from now on, and it will still be on Tuesday nights. Our schedules for this semester, me and Lou, plus Miles now, also it all matches up to where we can still record it on Tuesday afternoons, which is nice. So we don't really have to change up anything. It just may be a little bit later in the evening whenever I can release them every week, because it'll be 2 hours later when we can actually start our recording. So. But you could email us at contact.mong@gmail.com if you have any questions or comments for the podcast. If you have anything you want us to talk about on QuickTime Event, or if you have any questions you want us to answer, you can find our Mong Twitter at mong.com, all spelled out, .com. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Mong Network. And you can find us on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram by just searching for Middle of Nowhere Gaming. Be sure and check out the website, middleofnowheregaming.com, for all the latest editorials, news, reviews, previews, all the good stuff. And then you can find us all on Twitter personally. You can find me at Osborne_2009. You can find Miles at
Furious Milk.
And you can find Lou at
Lou Contaldi.
Yeah!
That was the best impression. I'm sorry, Lou.
You did it pretty good. I'll give you props. So, thank you for listening once again, and Mong!
Mong. Keep it milky.